In the latest development of a tit-for-tat trade war, Beijing announced additional import tax of 84% on U.S. goods in response to Trump's 104% tariff and has filed a complaint with the World Trade Organization. Separately, in a high-profile meeting, President Xi Jinping pledged to strengthen strategic bonds with neighboring nations and boost supply chain ties. Xu Yun tells us more.
In Beijing, President Xi has called for building a community with a shared future with neighboring countries and striving to open new ground for China's neighborhood work. His remarks came after a high-profile Central Working Conference on neighborhood diplomacy, marking his first public speech since the escalation of a U.S.-China trade war. The meeting also emphasized the need to deepen economic integration by boosting connectivity and strengthening industrial and supply chain cooperation. Meanwhile, China's State Council Information Office issued a 28,000-character white paper on China-U.S. economic and trade relations, stressing that China-U.S. trade relations are mutually beneficial and cooperative. The paper reiterated Beijing's stance of not actively seeking trade surpluses and its commitment to resolving disputes through fair dialogue and mutually advantageous cooperation. It also criticized the isolationist and coercive nature of U.S. tariffs that run counter to the principles of the market economy and multilateralism. A spokesperson for the Ministry of Commerce slammed the U.S. for using tariffs as a tool to exert extreme pressure and pursue selfish gains, highlighting that tariffs cannot solve its own problems, but instead escalate the risk of U.S. economic decline. Earlier, Trump said U.S. is taking in a fortune in tariffs, adding that China is going to strike a deal with them.
Today it was announced that China is reducing its currency. Did you see that? Big. They're manipulating their currency today as an offset against the tariffs. Not supposed to do that. The game isn't supposed to be played that way. I think they'll make a deal at some point. China will. They want to make a deal. They really do. They want to make a deal. They just don't know how to get it started because they're proud people.
Cheryl Yun, Cable News.